Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing fine, dear IELTS candidates. And today is another session that we're going to cover Task 1 Academic Writing. And as you remember, in our previous part, we worked on opening sentence and how we can rephrase the question writing and opening sentence. And today we're going to work more. I'm going to teach you how to rephrase questions in trend line graph, or let's say in trend graphs, working on line graph, bar chart, pie chart, and table. And you will learn how to rephrase the question using some techniques that will really help you to write the best opening sentence in your writing. All right. Starting with a line graph, as you can see on your screen, this is a sample question of the line graph. All right. U.S. energy consumption by fuel. Now let's read the question. The graph below gives information from a 2008 report about consumption of energy in the USA since 1980 with projections until 2030. So it is the mixture of past tense and future tense, as you can see. And we are going to rephrase this question making an opening sentence. All right. Now, let's take a look at question in details. The graph below gives information from a 2008 report about consumption of energy in the USA since 1980 with projections until 2030. Now, instead of give, so here it's gives, we can use shows, all right? So instead of gives, we can use shows. Instead of information, we use data. And 2008 report, we can delete this. We can cross it out. Instead of about, we write on. Consumption of energy, we can say energy consumption. Instead of USA, we write US population. Instead of since, we can write from. Projections, forecasts, and until, up to. All right. Now we're going to change this. So if we change the words, our new sentence will be something like this. The graph shows data on energy consumption by the U.S. population from 1980 with forecasts up to 2030. Now, what we're going to do here is to change word order. All right. To change word order. So from 1980 with forecasts up to 2030 is going to be in the middle of a sentence. And our opening sentence will be something like this. The graph shows data from 1980 with forecasts up to 2030 on the U.S. population's energy consumption. This sounds much better than the previous sentence, all right? So we change the word order, and our opening sentence will be something like this. This is a great opening sentence, believe me. You have mentioned all the details, all those 3 pieces of information that is necessary to be included in your opening sentence. You have not, let's say, copied from the question. It is in your own language, and the way you have rephrased the question is great. This is a sample of a good opening sentence. Now, let's take a look at another example. As you can see on your screen, this is a bar chart, all right? It's trend because we have the data over a period of time. Now, let's take a look at the question. The chart below shows the total number of minutes in billions of telephone calls in the UK divided into 3 categories from 1995 up to 2002. All right, now let's take a look at question in details. This is our question. The chart below shows the total number of minutes in billions of telephone calls in the UK divided into 3 categories from 1995 up to 2002. Now let's change the words. Let's rephrase the question. First, instead of shows, we can use the word demonstrates. Instead of shows, demonstrates. Total number of minutes in billions, we can simply write time spent. Time spent. Instead of telephone, we can use the synonym, phone. Instead of UK, we can write British residents. British residents. 3 categories. Instead of 3 categories, we can write different types. Different types. All right? And from 1995 to 2002, we can write the structure between. For example, between 1995 and 2002. All right. Let's change the words, and our sentence will be something like this. The chart demonstrates the time spent. So it is on phone calls, right? On phone calls by British residents between 1995 and 2002, right? So what we are going to do here is to change word order. So on phone calls can be included in, let's say, before the date, before between 1995. And our opening sentence will be something like this. The chart demonstrates the time spent by British residents on different types of phone calls between 1995 and 2020. On different types of phone calls. Now let's take a look at another example, a table. As you can see on your screen, this is a sample question of table. Let's take a look at question. The tables, there are 2 tables. Below give information about sales of fair trade labeled coffee and bananas in 1999 and 2004 in 5 European countries. So we're going to rephrase this question. First of all, let's take a look at the question again in details, analyzing each word. The tables below give information about sales of fair trade labeled coffee and bananas in 1999 and 2004 in 5 European countries. So starting with table, the tables. So we can write the 2 tables. It is very simple. The 2 tables. Instead of give, we can write contain. Contain. Instead of information, we can write data. Data. Instead of, we can write for. Instead of fair trade labeled, we can write simply fair trade. And European countries, instead of countries, we can write nations, all right? So when we change the words, our sentence will be something like this. The 2 tables contain data about sales for fair trade coffee and bananas in 1999 and 2004 in 5 European nations. Now, I'm going to change a little bit. I'm going to change the word order, all right, to not be the same like the question. So our opening sentence is this. The 2 tables contain sales data for fair trade coffee and bananas in 1999 and 2004 in 5 nations of Europe instead of 5 European nations. So we can say in 5 nations of Europe. And our last, let's say, chart here is pie chart. And it is again a trend, which is about giving data during a time period. So as you can see on your screen, this is a sample trend of pie chart We worked on this before about what type of, let's say, graph it is. So it is trend graph, and it compares, right, or gives information about two countries, Yemen and Italy, in 2000 and 2050. So it is a mixture of the past tense and future tense. So let's take a look at question. The charts below give information on the ages of the populations of Yemen and Italy in 2000 and projections for 2050. So this is the question. Now we're going to change the words like the three charts we did before. We're going to change the words, and we're going to change the structure of the question to make an opening sentence. All right, let's take a look at question again. The charts below give information on the ages of the populations of Yemen and Italy in 2000 and projections for 2050. Starting with the verb give. Instead of give, we can write provide. All right, provide. Instead of information, we can write data. Instead of on, we can write about. Instead of populations, we can write residents and projections. Take a look at the last, let's say, words we have, starting with 2000. 2000 and projections for 2050. Instead of this, we can write over a 50-year period. All right? Over a 50-year period. Now, if we change the words, we'll have this sentence. The charts provide data about the ages of the residents of Yemen and Italy over a 50-year period. Now, what I'm going to do here in writing the opening sentence is that I'm going to change word order. I'm going to put over a 50-year period after data. All right. So in this case, our sentence will not be the same as the question. So the opening sentence is like this. The charts provide data over a 50-year period, comma, including forecasts about the ages of the residents of Yemen and Italy. This is a great opening sentence. All right. This is all about writing opening sentence in trend graphs. We worked on 4 sample questions of how to rephrase the question and writing a great opening sentence. Our next part will be about comparative graphs. So again, I'm going to teach you how to write opening sentence. We're going to work on 4 other graphs, comparative graphs, and we'll learn how to change the words and how to make an opening sentence that is a great one. And it's what the examiner is always looking for, a very good and to the point opening sentence. So that's all. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. Until next time, enjoy your time and goodbye.